Representing all the fashion lovers in the house. You've definitely seen her on TikTok doing her thing, or in a street near you, either in Kisumu, Mombasa, Nairobi, wherever. Mahali popote uko, you've definitely seen Lupita NyaKisumo, which basically means from Kisumu, right? Yes. A beautiful woman all the way from Kisumu. She has been turning heads wherever she goes, and she is doing it crazy. And she calls herself, as you can see, the queen of the streets. Now, she is a street model. She started off 11 years ago as a runway model, and right now she is a certified high fashion model, doing her thing all across the country and turning heads all together. Today we are with her right here on Citizen Digital for the first time ever. Lupita, not her real name, her stage name, but really looks like Lupita, all the way from the US Hollywood. Let's get to hear more about her journey in modeling, how the last 11 years have been, what next for the model, and how does he feel walking around the streets of Nairobi, of Kisumu, of Mombasa, and everyone turns their heads and looks at you. One thing also, she's quite tall. Very tall. Let's get to the business of how she does it and where she's going next. My sister, my beautiful, beautiful sister, Lupita NyaKisumo.
Yes.
Tell us about your name first. First and foremost, what's your real name and why Lupita NyaKisumo?
Okay, my real names are Casey Achieng.
Casey Achieng, that's quite a cute name. Should have gone with that.
Yeah, Casey means brave and courageous.
Casey is an English word? Name?
Yeah, it's an English word.
Okay.
Achieng means I was born during the day.
Okay.
Yeah. So Casey Achieng is my real name. Lupita NyaKisumo is my stage name because actually growing up, I also grew up in Kisumu, just like Lupita Nyong'o. So when I was coming up, like people used to mistake me for Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was still young. When I finished my Form 4, I had to Google this lady because it was so much like even in town, everybody, I used to just explain, I'm not Lupita, I'm not Lupita. But people were like, no, what do you mean? You guys look so alike. So like I just began my runway modeling. I just started doing runways and stuff.
So you want to tell me you never knew who Lupita was up until Form 4?
Yes. I used to know there was a lady called Lupita Nyong'o, but I didn't know her,
how she looked like.
I knew there's somebody representing us out there called Lupita Nyong'o, but I didn't know her physical appearance.
Kijiji lazima ilikuwa imekutoanga sana kama.
Yes.
You must have.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
So now you grew up, you clear Form 4.
Yes. I got a smartphone and I started looking this lady up, and I kind of realized why they were calling me Lupita, because the lady is bold, fierce, you know, she goes for what she wants. And I was like, okay, this aligns with my name, Casey. So I said, okay, why not? So I started my runway career like 6 years ago. Yeah, I started when I joined my college, in Vera Beauty College. I started runway modeling, but runway didn't work for me because I had a vision and runway was limiting me. Yeah, so I decided to be a brand of myself.
That is 6 years ago when you started runway modeling.
Yes.
But you told me that you have been doing modeling for 11 years.
Yes, since I was in standard 8.
Tell me about that.
In standard 8, I was just a lady who loved being seen. Yeah, I didn't have a vision.
You loved some attention.
Yes, coming up when I was young, but not anymore. I'm not doing it for the attention right now.
Okay.
So I used just to love the fact that there's just music and people are seated just to watch me. I used to find it very interesting. Like everyone is seated just to admire my dark skin and looking at me and cheering me up. That was the vision for when I was still young. Yeah. So when I got to secondary school, I was the Miss Nyabisawa of our school.
Miss what?
Nyabisawa Girls.
Oh, Nyabisawa Girls is in Kisumu.
In Migori.
In Migori.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nyabisawa Girls.
Nyabisawa Girls, alumni. Hi. Yeah, so in Form 1, I was bullied. I was bullied a lot. In fact, the people who were bullying me were prefects. So I didn't know how to defend myself. So in high school, I wanted to be an ambassador for the other people who were being bullied. So when I joined Form 2, when I came to Form 2, I tried. Okay, I was kind of shy. I wanted that, but I was like, oh, what if? How will they take me? You know, how will they judge me? But there was this model trainer that came, and then she was like, no, you need to come. You need to come to the line, because she used to see me just going for the practices, but I wasn't approaching. So she told me, I need to train you. So I was like, okay. Okay, the event came and I was like, I was still shy, you know, stage fright and stuff. And when I did it, I became the Miss Nyabisawa girls.
Wow. At Form 2?
Yes, at Form 2.
Okay, interesting.
So that title of Miss Nyabisawa came to me with a lot of power because when you're a Miss High School, you are also the head of even the head girl in the school.
Oh, really?
Yes. Now I used to foresee everything going on in the school. Like I will tell the head girl, no, this one is not done rightly. This one should be done like this. So
you became the boss.
Yeah, I became an ambassador for the other ladies who were being bullied, which made them love me so much because people were voting. Yeah. So people voted for me to be the Miss Nyabisawa because they felt I have that kind heart. Like I always feel pity for any little thing, even if it's an ant. If I see it's not in the right place, I just want to hold it and take it to the right place. So they felt it and they voted for me.
You were the woman of the people.
Yes. Yeah. So they voted me the Miss Nyabisawa, and yes, I defended them to the level I could. Yeah. When I got to Form 4, I couldn't maintain because the competitions were being done yearly, but they refused to let me go of the title. Form 3, I was also supposed to give out the crown.
You held on to it?
People refused. Okay. People refused that, no, there's no vying for another Miss Nyabisawa. She will still retain it. Yes. So when I got to Form 4, I had to let it go because I also needed to focus on my KCSE. So still they refused to let me go in a way. They said they still want me to be the Miss of the school, but another category. So I was given the title Miss Culture. Yes, because the Miss Nyabisawa was too much for me. At times I would miss classes because you hear somebody hasn't mopped the dorm very well, or
you're all over the place.
And I needed to focus too on my studies. So they decided that I should give it to somebody maybe who's in Form 1 or Form 2. So I remember that day I was going to hand over like the crown to the next person. And immediately right there and then, I was crowned Miss Culture. I didn't even know. I didn't even vie for the Miss Culture. They just gave it to me automatically. And I was like, okay, that's when you know you are a good leader and stuff. So yeah, I took the Miss Culture title very well. So when I finished school, it wasn't easy for me. I struggled a bit. Yeah, I struggled a bit. Life wasn't too fair.
And this time you're where? You're in Migori?
No, I finished school in Migori and went back to Kisumu.
Oh, Kisumu, okay.
Yeah. So when I went back to Kisumu, life after Form 4.
It was tough.
It slapped me the way it's supposed to slap somebody. I suffered, I hustled, because now, you know, like I'm a total orphan, yeah? Yeah, I don't have my mom or my dad. I lost my mom. I didn't get to see my mom. And my dad, he died when I was in standard 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So I was just living in the hands of well-wishers and relatives. So when I finished Form 4, they let me go. Yeah, they weren't my real parents. So I felt they have done enough. To a point I even had to run away from home at 17 years. Wow. When I just finished Form 4, it wasn't easy living with relatives, you know. So I had to run away from home and go start my life. Wow. So when I left, I actually remember I left home at around 5 a.m. in the morning. Nobody even knew. Nobody knew that I left.
At 17?
At 17 years. I didn't even have an ID yet.
Wow.
Yeah, so when I left, the first place I went was at a studio, because I was also singing, but singing, I was just doing it, you know,
for fun.
For fun. So when I went there, the studio people said that, I couldn't continue staying there because it's a public place and it's a business place. So I went and started hustling. I got a job in a nearby hotel. So I started being a mini waiter. It was a very small hotel. So I used to cook 7 kgs of ugali and serve the people wa mjengo. It was tough.
I know.
But I'm a strong woman.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because also my childhood before my grandmother took me, it was also tough. I also had to burn charcoal for us to eat. Wow. It was tough. Wow. I had a very tough childhood.
And now you've become a waitress, not a waitress. You're not working in a small restaurant.
A small hotel. So I would wake up. I would wake up at 5 and cook tea. After cooking tea, then I roll chapatis. Then when the people of the mjengo come, I serve them. Then when they leave, I start the lunch now. So I was cooking at the same time, waiting at the same time.
What?
So yeah, it was very tough on the 3 wooden whatever, the meko.
Yes.
Yeah, 7 kgs of ugali, and you have to do it because the lady, and I used to be paid 200 per day.
Wow.
Yes, she used to pay me 200 per day. But then again, I understood where she was coming from because the hotel was small. And then she was feeding me like breakfast, lunch, supper. I was having it at her place. I went and started squatting in a muddy house.
What is squatting?
Like, the only house that I could afford with my 200 per day was a muddy house.
Oh, a mud house,
Yes. So I was paying 2,000 rent.
Wow.
Yes. So I just said, I'm not going to stay in any man's house just because I'm not okay. Even in that my muddy house, I'm going to stay there and I will make it from there.
Wow.
So I started doing that. It didn't work for me because these Mjengo guys, I don't judge people, but there's a way they can harass somebody sexually, you know. I didn't like that kind of thing. So I had to leave and go look for a house help job. So I was a living house help job. I used to wake up by 6, take the kids to school, cook for them breakfast, and come and do just all the house chores. And there I was being paid 2,500 per month. But at least I was living in.
Yeah, exactly. You're living in. But how old are you at this point?
19.
You're 19?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, so at 19, I was a house help. I used to for people. So because the money wasn't enough for me.
So you'd go to...
So after I was done with my work, I used to go door to door looking for people who want to be washed for clothes. I used to get 200, 300 shillings.
Like,
and then
you're basically a mama four.
Yes, I was a mama fu and a house help at the same time.
Yes, wow.
Yeah, so I continued like that. So from this house help job of mine, that's when I started saving because I was meeting some people. There's some people, if you go to wash for them, they give you extra. If you go and wash utensils and cook, they give you extra. So I started saving. That's when I went to Vera College now. So
you actually took yourself to school?
Yes.
Not your relatives, nobody, yourself?
It was very little support.
I can imagine. I can imagine,
because they let me go at the age of 17.
Go do your thing.
Actually, I ran away, but they let me go to the world. So I went to Vera Beauty College, started doing my thing, but I was interested. Vera, they teach hairdressing and beauty. But me, I was very focused on modeling. I just loved modeling, sana, because I had a vision. Because of the way I suffered, I wanted to change lives of people. So when I went to Vera, my performance was not bad because maybe it wasn't so good because I was really concentrating on looking beautiful and slaying on the runway. Yes. But I did my best. I continued with life.
And like at Vera, this is in Kisumu? Eldoret.
Yes, Vera is in KVDA Plaza.
Oh, yes. I thought there's Vera everywhere.
There's Vera in Nairobi, and there's Vera in Eldoret. I don't know if they have opened a branch now in Kisumu. But mine was in Eldoret, the one I was going to school.
So you left Vera? Yeah,
I left Vera. And the first event that I modeled, it was called Queen of Eldoret when I was still in Vera. Yeah, I became the second runners-up. I didn't win. I was just the second runners-up. And so from then, I began to meet, fashion designers, try to interact with people, and I realized, okay, I can actually do this professionally. So I organized with few designers who used to dress me and take me, to shows and stuff. The runway was good because I was unique. Because in modeling, they look at height, your confidence, your attire, your personality. You have to be a people's lover and all those. Yeah, runway was.
You're ticking all the boxes. Everything was tick.
Everything was. In fact, to a point, I would contest.
Yes.
Like if somebody just heard I was contesting, they will withdraw. Yeah. Because.
Upper company stiff.
Yes, I'm 6'4" and imagine I wear heels again. So imagine a lady who was 5, they used to be like, oh no, if she's contesting, I'll contest the next one. So it was like that for me. So I asked myself, for God to get you somewhere, God has to sharpen you first. God has to sharpen you. Like, there's no person who made it without having a tough past. If you just made it, if you just woke up and made it like that, you won't know how to deal with every kind of person from different walks of life. I thought to myself, maybe this is God talking to me, because maybe if I just woke up and I just wanted to do this, I wouldn't have a vision. Yeah. So because of my past, I wanted to change the lives of people. I wanted to impact something.
Exactly, to impact people. So now you are the queen. You have this sash around you.
The queen of the streets. I didn't give myself this name. The streets did.
Okay, how do you mean the streets did? At what point did they give you that name, like you're the queen of the streets?
Okay, my first event, I was just doing street modeling. Okay, the person who inspired me so much to, you know, get the courage is Sonia Babitaka from the UK.
Okay, who is that?
She's a model too. She also does her walking in the street.
Is she as tall as you? I'm just kidding. Okay.
The same body type, but not as tall as me.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, because I have a vision, what do I do with this vision? So I started just to just walk in the streets. I knew I had the confidence. I knew I had what it takes, but I needed to be out there because if I have this vision, imagine just walking up to Mama Ida and telling her, you know, I want to change the lives of Turkana people. She'll be like, who are you? You know,
that's true.
Yeah. So I had to get the platform first. So my first modeling event that I did as a runway, I began to, you know, model for people dresses. But the first street shoot that I did, actually, let's just say, when your time comes, it has come. I didn't even expect it. So I was done with my street shoot already. So I was going back to change. That was in Eldoret. It was my video that went viral in Eldoret. So I was done with my shoot. I was going to change. So as I was going to change, it happened very funnily. Like it was a walking distance from where I was supposed to go and change. When I was still just standing there, we were just talking with my cameraman. And then just somebody just shouted, Lupita! Lupita! And I was like, what is going on here? Before I knew it, the person who said Lupita, yani, a lot of people just started shouting, Lupita, Lupita, Lupita. Within like 5 minutes, over 3,000 people were around me. I didn't even know what to do.
Do you still have that video? You're going to share that with me?
It's on my TikTok.
Okay.
Yes. And I was like, okay, what is going on? I panicked. I was like, oh my goodness. Because I was using the Lupita NyaKisumo name, but it wasn't that serious.
Haikuwa imeshika.
Haikuwa imeshika. I was like, hey, what is going on? And my cameraman, a few minutes before that happened, I was with my cameraman and he was saying, do you know that God can really come through for you? And I was like, He will someday, you know. I had no hurry with this. I knew someday I will be a queen, but I didn't know it will be that soon. I didn't know even it was supposed to be the same day.
Exactly.
So within a minute, and my cameraman was like, Casey, this is your moment. So before I knew it, the cameraman was like over 3,000 people holding their phones. Everyone is recording me. I'm standing like a statue, and they even requested me to talk. There was traffic jam everywhere. People were stopping like next to Naivas.
When is this? Is 20 what?
This year. It was this year.
I think I've seen one of those. Do you have like a bralette, something like that? What are you wearing at this time?
On that video.
In that video, yeah. What are you wearing?
I was wearing a black trouser and a half coat, and I put a coat on my nene. So the cameraman, the way people were recording, so he couldn't
He captured.
He captured actually when I was moving, because I couldn't even move. I couldn't even pass.
I can imagine.
Everybody, I'm looking this way. Hey, people, everyone is, hey, I panicked, honestly speaking. So as I was trying to leave the crowd, there was this very nice guy that I have made my security guard for now, because he actually protected me.
You have a security guard?
Yes, now. Because I actually hired him immediately because like, you know, where people are many loving you, there are also people who don't, you know, want for you the best. So he was like, pave way, let the queen pass, let her pass. So as I was trying to leave, that's when now the cameraman captured the last moments. Like they were literally, I didn't know what really happened. So I went and sat down and I was like, no, God wants me to be the second Lupita. I embraced it and I continued with it. And now I said, okay, now these people have embraced what I am doing. So what next? You know? So I decided, let me sit down and see what to do with this new identity that has come to me. So yeah, I've always wanted to do charity. I've always wanted to.
Talking about that, so you say you embrace now being Lupita, but do you feel like you're losing your own identity by saying you want to be another Lupita? Are you losing your identity, or how do you deal with that?
I'm not.
Because my question is, would it appear like Lupita, the original Lupita, is overshadowing you? You can't stand out because you are really under or behind her.
No. Okay, there has to be an original person.
There is an original person.
She is the queen. Long live the queen.
Yes.
Lupita Nyong'o is the queen, you know. So,
does it feel like you're trying to create yourself into another Lupita as opposed to be into you?
No, I'm just being me. I'm just being me. So this queen of the streets thing. So as I was doing that, just on the same day of the shoot, so people were calling me Miss Kenya, Queen of the Streets, you know. So people were like, no, this is the lady we have been waiting for. This is it. This is the queen, you know. So I decided, okay.
They said you're the queen, so
they gave me the Queen of the Streets name right there.
So you're crowned by the streets, basically.
Yes, the streets crowned me.
I've seen a couple of videos of yourself on TikTok, and you're walking in Kisumu, Eldoret. I don't know where those streets are.
Every county.
Every county. You're really walking, like literally in the middle of the street, the CBD, and guys are staring at you. How do you feel when you have all these eyes looking at you, walking down the street in a busy
place?
Yeah. How does it feel?
Personally, the world is my runway. Let me begin with that. When I'm modeling, I have very long strides. When I'm modeling in an indoor place, I feel limited.
So you need a very big area,
big place
to do your thing.
To do my thing. So the streets, I can walk to wherever I want. And then in a way, I call it the black girl magic, because even if you're on my shoots, like I'm always a very far distance from even the cameraman. It's not something that everyone will see that we are shooting. No, it's just the black girl magic that just you know, spreads to the people.
People are captivated by you. Would you walk down the streets of Nairobi at the Moi Avenue right now, Kenyatta Avenue, whatever, dressed like this? And you're modeling and doing your thing.
Yes, I don't fear. I'm one person that doesn't fear anything.
So you're not intimidated by all those eyes and all those cameras and all the attention thrown at you.
I'm not intimidated by anyone looking at me. What normally troubles me at times, it's haters. You know, not everyone can love you. At times, some people speak, you know,
ill about
weird things, but they don't understand what I am doing. In fact, they don't even know that I'm doing it for them, even for their children someday.
Oh, really?
So I don't blame them. Because
let's talk about haters. Do you have haters, and how bad is it? How bad is the haters world in your life?
Okay, somebody that hates you is somebody that you are far way beyond. Somebody who is, you know, better than you can't hate you because they know how hard it takes to get there. So my haters, I love them because they're also making things easy for me anyway. But for somebody who has really taken his or her time to get there, they can't hate you.
What are the meanest things they say about you? Do you know? Can you tell us a couple?
I look as tall as a rope.
Okay.
Like my head is. I look like Shaolin Temple. They tell me all those things. But then again, it's okay to judge because they think it's just, you know, I'm just showing maybe people my calves or my body, or which I have. You know, I thank God. But at the end of the day, I'm doing this for a purpose.
Let's talk about your hairstyle. For how long have you had the clean-shaven hairstyle?
For the longest, like I'm that one person that even a single hair it makes my head ache. And then I'm so much into hygiene. I don't like, you know, things not done the right way. If you come, I'm a perfectionist. Let me just say it like that. I like things done the right way.
So you wouldn't walk around in some crazy Brazilian wig?
I can wear depending on the type of event. Like my last event that I went, Marwa Music Awards, I rocked a pixie wig. Yeah, it depends. If it's a red carpet, maybe I can try blend.
But this is your
my
favorite
identity.
Look. Yeah.
This is my signature look.
The signature look, actually, that's true.
Yes.
So let's talk about profitability. Let's talk about whether this career, this modeling thing that you're doing, actually is profitable for you. Does it bring food on your table? That is, it get you paid? Okay. How is that? How is that?
First and foremost, I might have a vision, and you know, money makes things going. Money gets things moving.
Yeah,
you know. So yeah, for now I'm doing fashion. I'm expanding brands. Yeah, if somebody has maybe a new collection of clothes or maybe handbags, or I'm even working with companies. Yes, if you want me to be a brand ambassador of your company, I'm doing that too.
Are you already one?
I'm working with a few. They're not yet serious.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not yet, because you know, a contract takes time. I've not seen a company that I can work with for a long period of time. Yeah.
And but would you say maybe you know, compared to your older life, your current modeling life, you're probably making a couple coins, a lot of money?
Yes, that's basically what I'm trying to explain. So there's rates like For now, like I said, it's an expanding brand. So if you want me to come and do a video of your place, like you want people to know what you do and
influencing
stuff,
basically.
yeah, model influencing and stuff. So from the influencing, you know, it depends with where the person has reached, you know, financially. So we agree on the price. But yes, modeling pays.
Okay.
Because I need to get these coins saved for me to have this vision
and go to the next level.
Yes.
What would you say is the biggest challenges you're facing in whatever you're doing, either in the streets, either, you know, whatever? What would you say are the challenges you're probably encountering on the way?
Okay, I get DMs a lot. People want me to help them, like jobs and stuff. Okay, the ones that I can help, I do, because at the end of the day, I'm doing it for the world, for the country, not for myself. So at times, I would really want to help, but I can't.
Okay, would you describe that as a challenge, though? I don't know.
It's a
I was basically saying something that probably hinders you from, you know, going to the next level.
Yeah, that's basically okay. In this context, I don't have the right people to hold my hand to be able to give out the help. You know, if I could work with maybe NGOs or you know, these big companies that deal with this. I don't know how to explain it.
I get it.
Yeah, these big brands that maybe will be like, okay, NyaKisumo, you have this vision. What if we gave you this amount of money? You know, because I have a vision for Turkana, helping people. I want to be able to give the men jobs. I want to be able to give the women food, and the children should also get water. And the children, the lady children from there, I want to be able to empower them, to tell them that no matter where you come from,
the girl
it's
child,
possible. The girl child empowerment.
Because you've been through it all anyway.
Yes.
So how would you describe your journey so far? Has it been beautiful? How is it going? How is the journey going so far?
For now, I'm still working on visibility. I haven't gotten the
kind of publicity you might,
the kind of right connections that I might want to you know, get my vision going, but I'm hopeful it will pick up someday.
Your industry has a lot of male predators who try to take advantage of young women like you.
Sure.
You know, because they have their own, you know,
things going for themselves.
And they have their own desires, and you have your own desires. Would you say you've met some men in this industry who have tried to take advantage of you as a woman?
Okay, not taking advantage of me like physically.
That's what I'm saying, actually.
I know I pray when I see one. Because I'm a beautiful lady. You know, you can only, even if you go to a market and you see something beautiful, you have to admire. You have to pursue. So they will try their however best they try, but I'm a very solid woman.
So you haven't been taken advantage of in your career?
I don't allow anyone to do that to me. I have very strong walls built against me. For you to approach like that, it has to be, I've allowed you to do so. So I don't give them that privilege. But of course, I see them. I see how they look at me. I see how they do their shit. But I'm just watching.
You're just checking them out.
Yes.
So tell us, who do you look up to in this country, in your industry, the modeling industry, and also internationally? Who do you have your eyes on? You'd love to be like them. You'd love to follow in their footsteps, even one day walk the runway with them?
Okay, in Kenya, I don't see any model, honestly. I'm sorry for that. But the person that I would really want to...
You know Ajuma Nasenyana?
Ajuma Sanyana.
Ajuma, I think it's Ajuma Nasenyana, something like that.
Yes.
She's from Turkana. She actually kind of looks like you. She's just a little bit slender. Yeah, she is.
I've seen her on
Instagram. She has your kind of vibe. What do you think of Ajuma?
Ajuma is okay, but she's not in the country. She lives.
I don't think she is. Yeah,
she lives abroad. I'm talking about like Kenya wise.
Yeah.
So Akode, I would love to really work with Akode, because in as much as people judge her, she's a solid woman just like I am, and she has like her heart breaks for people who suffer. She helps people. Like, I would love to really work with Akode, because she has the same vision even for Turkana people. So I feel if I could get into contact with her, like, we could do something big for this country.
Internationally, who are you looking at?
Internationally, we can talk about when I get international. Let me deal with Ajuma Sanyana. Let's help Turkana from the international level.
You really have a thing for helping, right?
at times I walk in the streets and I see, even at times I'm even going to a meeting, but somebody just tell me, okay, help me with even ka 50 bob. I quickly flash back to when I've even slept on a veranda. I even lacked somewhere to sleep. I quickly get a picture of myself. I'm like, no, I have to. Even if I don't have cash, I will. I can even give all of it, so I can even remain alone, because I always feel like somebody else needs help more than even myself.
That's true.
So
where next for what next rather, not where, what next for Lupita NyaKisumo? What are you doing next? What are you planning next? Do you have something you're doing?
For now,
where are we seeing you going?
For now, there's this event that is coming up in Seattle. I'm supposed to go for it.
Washington. Seattle is the US? Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I think
it's coming up in the US. It's a Kitenge something. Yeah, so I'm the only model from Kenya who has been chosen to go and represent at the iFashion. So yes, I'm hoping when I get to the streets of UK after that show, I'll meet.
It's the US.
The US, yes. I will get to meet Sonia Babitaka, I am SDN, and let's see what we can do.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Maybe your doors will finally really open when you're out there.
Yeah. I just want to get myself on those streets of the US. Once I'm there,
nothing is gonna stop you.
In fact,
you're not thinking about one day maybe meeting Lupita Nyong'o, maybe?
I will when I get to the US.
Okay.
That I know. That I know. For me, I don't know what it is with me, but I normally don't see any obstruction. Like so long as
you're a go-getter.
Yeah, even it might look like far for some people, but me, I'm seeing it just like a step forward. Like that. So it will happen. It will play.
A lot of people watching this obviously are gonna be very mad at me if I'm not gonna ask you whether you're seeing someone. Uko na mutu ama una mutu? My camera person actually told me to ask you that, and it's a very anyway, let's forget about him. Are you seeing somebody? What should the men watching this do? I don't know.
Okay, what they need to know is I'm not married.
Yeah, okay. Clearly you're not married, but are you seeing somebody? Are you dating? Are you in a situation or not? Maybe.
There's somebody in my mind and in my heart.
Okay.
Yes.
Kwa hivyo mtu yuko?
In my mind and in my heart.
I don't know what that means.
I also don't know what that means. but I know there is somebody's son in my head and in my heart. Somebody's
son in your head and
in my heart.
Yeah. Well, I want you to look at the camera and say anything nice, beautiful to the girl child in Kenya, in Kisumu, in Embu, Meru, Busia, Bomet, Mali, Kote. What would you tell them as a young woman?
Hello, Kenya. It is Lupita NyaKisumo here. For any aspiring model, please, I say it twice. Do not allow anybody to take advantage of your body in the name of, getting you there, or for even auditions or anything. If you have a vision, go for it. No matter how long it takes you, you're surely going to get there. And even if you don't get there the way you want, you're still a queen. For all the ladies that aspire to be like me, it's possible. Not every locked door is closed. You just have to push. Go for what you want. Pursue whatever you want. For anyone who would wish to work with me, I'm doing modeling for charity. Yeah. If you are somebody who is interested in charity as I am, passionate about charity as I am, please, on TikTok you can get me Lupita NyaKisumo. On Instagram, please, let's change the lives of Turkana. It's not fair that some of us are sleeping in good houses and some people are suffering out there. Let's change the life of Turkana people. Let's change the country. Let the country be a better place. Let's take the Kenyan flag higher.
And that is Lupita NyaKisumo mwenyewe. Mshamsikia, she just made it very clear. She is on a mission to change the world, starting from our home, starting from Turkana, starting from Kenya, and taking the mission and the passion all around the world, from the US to the UK to God knows where. Well, thank you so much for being with us on this episode. Once again, support this young woman and let's see where she lands next. My name is Kabuga. This is Citizen Digital.
Aya,